For you I would do anything. Whoa, for you anything. Go, whatever you need, as long as you're mine. Whatever you want for the rest of your life. Whatever you like, whatever you like. Whatever you need, you're one of a kind. Whatever you want, girl, I'm never to ride. Whatever you like, whatever you like.
Okay. Hey everyone. So, okay. So I'm gonna get right into it. I woke up today with an urge to make this video. I just want to talk. Literally, I just want to talk. I just want to sit here and talk. I want to make this a positive and safe space for you guys to watch this video. So I'm actually going to disable the comments, and that's actually not the main reason why I'm disabling the comments, because as you guys know, we've been posting videos for years. We have like 800 videos we've never disabled, but the reason why I want to is because I want you to watch the video and not sit there and read the comments, because I know that we're all like this. We all do many things at once, and we multitask, and it's kind of hard sometimes to really focus in on things just because our lives are so busy and we have so much in our head. So I would really appreciate if you guys just watch this video or listen. If you guys are driving or if you guys are getting ready, I'd really appreciate for you guys to just listen to what I want to talk about. So if you're here, I want to say thank you, because I don't believe in coincidences. I believe that we do certain things and we're gravitated towards certain things for a reason, and that's why you guys are here on my channel. Whether you were used to come more often, or whether you watch every video, or whether you just watch my Snapchat, for instance. I'm very vocal, or much more vocal on there than I am on our channel. So I just want to say thank you. So I'm just going to talk about random things. I'm just going to talk about random things, like as if we're hanging out. The main topic that I want to talk about today is past life regression, and I'll get into why that's so important to me in a little bit. But I want to talk about that, and I want to talk about just like how things have changed so dramatically for me in the past couple of years here on YouTube and just in my personal life, and it all kind of ties in together. So I want to say first that I don't even know where to start. I feel like the first thing that is important to articulate right now is that I have been through a lot of changes, a lot of changes, very obvious changes. I think that one of them, you guys know, I became a mother in the past 5 years. Elle is actually going to be 5 in like a couple of days. So I literally started YouTube when Elle was a month old, and so I've literally been a mother my entire experience on this platform, which is insane to think about, and I'm sure there's trauma there that I'm still trying to process and figure out. But there's been a lot of changes, and as humans we change so much every year. We're changing constantly, learning, growing, evolving, and you guys have seen me go through all those things, but not publicly. So like, I've never actually sat here and talked to you guys about the things that I've changed and the things that have happened to me. There's a lot of private things that have happened to Austin and I together, in business and family and all sorts of things. I mean, I feel like us not publicly speaking about those things over the years was mainly to protect those people. And what's crazy is like we've protected even people who have done us wrong and who have hurt us and stolen from us, and we've just protected people just because we feel like, putting that energy out and talking about it, it just makes more problems. And so, and I don't want to focus on that. I don't want you guys to focus on what that is. That's irrelevant. But the point is that we have we have been this very positive and this very like we've been this way, and I've never really gone into detail in the things that I've really experienced, and I'm speaking for myself obviously because Austin isn't here. But so first things first is I want to talk about past life regression. So recently, in the past couple of months, I have been like trapped in my own brain. Who was I in my past life? Why am I this person now? Why am I in this body now? Why do I have influence in any way? Why is it that Austin and I met? Why is it everything? I want to know. I want to know who I was and why I am in this position that I am today, and not in a way where like I'm like, oh, why do I have this? I don't want this. More in like a way where I want to understand myself. I wanted to understand my purpose here. I want to understand what I'm here for. And another reason why I wanted to do this past life regression is because we all as humans, we all have trauma. I have trauma, you have trauma, everyone around you has trauma, everyone has a story. And we all have trauma from our current life, which is right now, right? From being children. And we have trauma from, you know, our lives moving on. And then we also do from our lineage, which is our mother, our father, our creators. Obviously God is our creator of all, but our mother and father who created us, they have trauma that was passed on to us and could have been passed on to us and their mother and father, and so on and so forth. And then we also have trauma from our past lives. So our spirit, our soul, okay, can hold trauma, believe it or not. As crazy as that sounds, and a lot of you guys can watch this and agree and know this, and then a lot of you guys have never heard this before, and this sounds weird, and this sounds not part of what your beliefs are, or what your mother and father told you, or maybe you just never heard about it and you're intrigued and you want to know more. And so that's kind of how I was. There's a point that I didn't know. I wasn't taught this. This is kind of something that I started to feel myself and know myself in my heart, and then that's kind of how I started to gravitate towards it. So I wanted to know who I was, and so I was going through a really hard time a couple of months ago, a really, really, really hard time, where I felt like the world was just like, I just felt like everything was just so how do I say? So I feel like I have been like this like atomic bomb, right? I hope I don't get censored for the word, but I feel like I've been an atomic bomb and I was ready to explode, but in a good way, right? So I feel like I've been holding all this in for years and years and years, and then all of a sudden I just exploded, right? And everything came down on me. And I felt like I was ready for this past life because I needed to know who I was. And it's all personal stuff. It's all things that I was going through. One thing I have to say is, okay, so I want to talk about anxiety really quick. So growing up, I always heard the word anxiety in like an endearment way. So I would think like, oh, I have anxiety, right? Like I would say it like jokingly. There's nothing to joke about it, but I would say it like, oh, I have anxiety. But I didn't really know what anxiety was. Like I never experienced an anxiety attack. Literally this year at 30 years old, I experienced my first anxiety attack. And when I tell you it hit me so hard, I was just like, that is what anxiety is? Oh my God, I can't believe people have been experiencing this. So basically, okay, let me not cry. Catherine, don't cry. I experienced my first anxiety attack. An anxiety attack is like, it's kind of like unexplainable. Like you feel it coming and you're like, what is this? What's happening to me? Oh my God, I'm shaking, I'm shivering, I can't breathe. What's happening to me? And then all of a sudden I was crying uncontrollably, and I never cried so much like that in my life, and I didn't know what was going on. And what was happening to me at that moment, I was experiencing a trauma that I had when I was 4 years old that I literally never thought about my entire life. I never thought about it. I might have thought about it twice. And both times I thought that they were a fragment of my imagination. I thought that they were it was just something that I had dreamt or something. But come to find out, it actually happened. I just remember sitting there and just looking down and going like this. And I literally got swooped up by an angel or something. I don't know. Something of higher power protected me because I didn't remember. And so, long story short, I experienced my first anxiety attack while I was feeling and reliving that moment that I completely forgot about. And the only reason why I had remembered was because of my past life regression. In your past life regression, you can go while you do it, you can go to a past life, even a mystical past life, which is so insane. You can go to the future. You can go to a trauma in your current life. You can go through a trauma of your mother or father. Like, it's insane. Like, you can just travel. Your body, as a human, we are so powerful. We're so capable of so many things. Like, we only use 10% of our capabilities and our powers. And so we can literally travel into, like, it's insane. It's such a beautiful thing, and we're capable of it. Even you watching, you're capable of it. Yes, you are. Let me go to my past life regression. So I'm sitting there. First, I didn't want to do it. Like, one day I wanted to do it, the next day I didn't want to do it. I was waiting for my appointment, and there was times where I was like, yeah, I'm gonna cancel, like, this is too scary and it's crazy, like. And then I ended up doing it anyways. During a past life regression, you go into a very deep meditation, which is considered hypnosis. And so you sit there, or you lay there actually, and the person who's guiding you through it has abilities and can help you reach that point in whatever it is that you're meant to be shown, which is your higher self. Your higher self-conscious is what is helping guide you through that. So it's actually you, but your higher you. So whenever people say, oh, listen to your gut, listen to this, that is a real thing. Listen to it, because that is actually your higher self-conscious speaking and helping, guiding you. So listen to your gut, because that's important. So I'm laying there, and it's so interesting, but no one knows this about me, and I actually didn't even really know this about myself. But in this current life, I have always been like deathly scared of the ocean. As crazy as that sounds, like, I'm just really scared of the ocean. Like, obviously, like, I'll go on like a jet ski here and there, I'll go on a boat, but like looking at the water, the ocean is traumatizing to me. I just always been really scared and never understood why. I actually didn't eat seafood until like my mid-20s because I don't know, I'm just scared of the ocean. I never sat there and said, oh, I'm scared of the ocean. I just, like, whenever it comes up or wherever I'm by the beach or something, I just know that about me. But I never actually like talked about it or thought about it, right? Being guided, and he's like, where are you? And I go, I'm in the water, and I'm looking at two people, and they're on the shore, and I'm looking at them. He goes, okay, well, what are you thinking? And I go, well, I want to be there with them. Like, I want to go there with them. I want to hang out with them, but I'm here, I'm in the water. He goes, okay, well, what's happening now? And I go, well, now I'm going in the water, and I'm like, I think I'm drowning, actually. And he goes, oh, okay, well, what's happening now? And I go, well, actually, like, I can breathe underwater. And so he's like, okay. And then I go, wow, this is so insane. And I'm thinking it in my head, but my higher self-conscious is speaking for me, but I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, am I a freaking mermaid right now? This is insane. So I go and I tell Derek, who was doing it for me, I go, well, I'm a mermaid. And I go, I live here. And he's like, okay. And then and so I realized that the reason why I was a mermaid, or the reason why I've been scared of the ocean, is because in that life I had a trauma with the ocean. I didn't want to be there. I didn't want to live in the ocean, but I had no choice because my father in that specific lifetime was a king of some sort. And so, and I know this might sound so crazy, you guys, like, I feel crazy saying it, but he was a king of some sort, and I had no choice but to live in the ocean because I was royalty in that life, and I had to like obey to my father and my family, and I had to live there. And this sounds like Little Mermaid, which is so insane, but that's actually why I've always been drawn to Little Mermaid. That's always been my favorite Disney princess. You guys know this. You guys have seen this for years. I always talk about how that's my favorite Disney princess, and I didn't know why, because the freaking ocean scared me. But anyways, so in that particular lifetime, and why my past life regression brought me to that particular lifetime was because it wanted to show me that everything is kind of aligned. In that life, Austin was actually my husband. So it wasn't physically him, but it was his spirit. Austin was my husband. He was a merman. And Elle, Alea, and Steele were also my children in that lifetime. What's interesting about that life is, although we were in the water and we lived in the water, there's certain moments of that life where it's almost like it's a real, like, it's like almost like our homes where we could walk. It's interesting. I would love for you guys to somehow reach me and tell me that you've also experienced this, because I can't find anything on the internet about it. But basically, it goes back to a moment where I'm giving birth, and I'm like in a literal room, and there's nurses, and it's like regular Earth life, but yet I'm living in the ocean still. So anyways, I end up living there my whole life, and I live a very great life, but I live a life of worry and a life of sadness, because I also, like, I feel like I'm trapped, right? And I don't want to feel that way. So that's kind of what it brought out of me during my past life regression. In that particular life, I end up passing away in a bed with my husband next to me, and those were our last moments together, was in a bed next to each other. The reason why I wanted to share that particular life is because everything kind of aligns without even knowing. One of the alignments is that my children's names are Steele, Elle, and Alea, which spell out the word C, S-E-A. And again, that wasn't planned. That's just all in alignment, and it's genuinely more for me to know. But the reason why I feel like I have to share this, because I feel like it almost loses its magic when you share it, right? But I feel like I'm here to share certain things and certain knowledge, just so that I can share to you guys, and so that you guys can learn and expand and grow and learn, and maybe want to learn more about yourself, because I feel like we're all so interesting, and we're so magical. My past life regression ended up bringing up a lot of things, some things in my future, some things in my past, some things in my mystical past, which the one that I just shared that I just absolutely love, and I'm so grateful for knowing now. And there's more things about that life, but I don't want to make this video like 2 hours long. So after my past life regression, I'm busy, I'm on the go, like I'm literally like, I don't slow down, like I'm always on the go, and I need to learn how to slow down and to take a moment to myself. That's something that I don't do, and it's been a struggle to really like understand that. Like, it's one thing about knowing it and saying it, but it's one thing about actually understanding and doing it. So I haven't done that for myself. So I didn't get to really process the past life regression as I would have liked to, because I literally went like on the go. One thing is when I got counted back. So when you do past life regression, you get counted back to this present life, and you know the date and the time, and then it's like 10, 9, 8, 7, and then Elle like knocked on the door. And so I didn't really like, I don't think that I really got counted back properly, which I kind of have to do. But I came back and went straight on the go, like grabbed the kids, like doing a million things, like getting on this phone call, doing this. that night in particular, I went through something pretty crazy, which I'm going to keep to myself, but it was something really just like, I'll just tell you, I was having a launch that night, or sorry, that morning, the next morning, and my website just crashed out of nowhere. Like, I didn't understand what was going on, and it just crashed, and I got logged out of my Shopify account, and I was like, why is this happening to me? Like, and I'm still processing this past life regression, and it's like I'm still processing. So that happened, and then 48 hours later, so the next day, we were filming. Austin and I were getting ready. We were filming. We were doing some things, and I told him, I'm like, I feel sick. I feel nauseous. I don't feel good. Actually, I think that you probably know what video that was, because a couple of videos ago, and I felt nauseous, and it was because of the past life regression. It was because I was about to have an anxiety attack, and I was feeling it, and I just felt really sick. And so Austin told me, he goes, just lay in bed, just lay down. And I'm like, for me, laying down in bed is like a big no-no. Like, you never do that. Like, I'm just like, I have to be on the go. I feel very unproductive if I'm laying in bed. But I laid in the bed, and then that moment came up, and I had my anxiety attack. I was praying to God that Austin would walk through the door, and he walked through the door literally within seconds, saw me crying, and just held me for like 10 minutes. And then luckily my brother came in, and it was just, it was what I needed at that moment. But that was my first anxiety attack, and I started to go through like a crazy like depression almost, where I just felt like, how do I say, like I had no control over anything. Like, there was many things in my life where I just didn't have control. I'm like, why is this happening to me right now? Like, is this like karma? Is this someone wishing bad upon me? Like, I'm trying to think of like why this is happening to me. Is this maybe a way for me to grow? Like, do I have to go through this darkness and face this darkness in order for myself to see my light? Do I have to go through this? And that's exactly what it was. I had to go through all this darkness, and so that I can see and truly see my light. So Austin ended up getting me like a girls trip. He surprised me with a girls trip 2 days after my past life regression. I'm still trying to process, and I'm all confused because I have all these bad things happening to me, and my website's down, and people are asking me what's going on, and I don't know what to say. And I'm like, do I release a statement? Like, I'm like, what's going on? And why aren't people handling things right? Like, I give people control to do something, they don't do it right. And I'm like, I'm freaking out. And then I'm going to personal problems with my family, and it's just a lot. So I go on this trip, and I'm with my girlfriends, and I can't even like be in the moment, because I come back, and I just can't stop crying, and I never cry. And I'm like, why am I crying? Did this regression open something up? This is weird. Like, what's going on? Like, I'm crying, and I'm down, and I'm really sad. And luckily, the girls were at Grandpa's house, so I came back, and only Steele was at the house with Austin. And we're in the car. This was a Sunday, and I was so stressed out that I got my first cold sore ever. Like, I've never had a cold sore before, and I got my first cold sore, and that's how I knew. Like, my body was even showing me how stressed I was. And I remember thinking, okay, well, at least I'm good. It's a beautiful thing to be alive. Like, I'm good. Like, everything's good. I'm fine. Like, but then I go back into this feeling, and I'm like, I can't get out of it. And so I look over at Austin. We're in the car, and I go, Austin, I need something to relax me. Should I get like some sort of like edible or something? And this is funny because this is after we did that edible video. I think that's like the same week after or something. I don't know. I've never had an edible before in my life. I've never been in that state before. And so, in my opinion, in my eyes, I thought that an edible relaxes you. That's what I heard, right? I heard wrong. Okay, I heard wrong. So I look over at Austin. I'm like, can you please get me something to relax myself? And so he goes to the store. He gets these edibles, and he goes, oh, the lady at the store said to take these 2. And so they're 2 different, so it's 2 of one and then 1 of the other one. So it was like a total of 3 edibles. Okay, and the lady at the store said that that would be good, right? So that's not Austin. Don't put that on Austin. Austin didn't know. But that's what he was told. And so I take these. Mind you, I was on an empty stomach. I hadn't eaten in 2-3 days. I was so stressed out. I hadn't eaten. And I take these freaking edibles, and we're driving, and I don't feel nothing, right? So I get home, and I lay on the couch, and all of a sudden it starts to hit me, and I'm like sinking in the couch, and I start laughing because I remember there's like memes out there with like people sinking in a couch or sinking, and so I'm like laughing because I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, oh, this is actually happening to me now. So I start laughing, and Austin goes, what are you laughing about? And I'm like, I'm laughing, and all of a sudden, guys, all of a freaking sudden, I felt like I was in hell. Like, it was like my own hell in my own mind, and things kept repeating themselves over and over and over and over and over again. Like, it was like 10, 15, 30, 50 years of the same thing happening over and over again. And I just look at Austin and I go, Austin, I just want this to stop. I just want this to stop. I am full-blown anxiety mode. This is not for me. Why would anyone ever want this? Like, this is so bad, Austin. Please help me. Please help me. And so I'm like, please call a doctor. Please do something. Just make me stop. My mind was just going a million miles per hour, and it wouldn't stop. And the same thing kept happening over and over again. Like, I would look over at Austin and I'm like, saying something, and I'm like, I literally just told you this for 50 years. Why aren't you doing it? Like, it was, and like, you might laugh at this. It's actually kind of funny, like, when you think about it. But I feel like, as crazy as it sounds, I needed to experience that. I needed to experience what it was like to be in that version of hell almost. Like, it was all symbolic. Everything was symbolic. Everything was just, and slowly but surely I started to realize, okay, like, I have the power to do whatever it is that I want to do. I have control over me and my body and my mind. So when you are doing some kind of like, what's it called? When you are doing some kind of thing that enhances you, your pineal gland does open, and so your third eye and everything, you kind of just start to see things differently. I'm not encouraging for people to do this. I'm not encouraging. I actually don't think anyone should ever do an edible ever in their lives. But it was an experience that I had to go through because I needed to be in that dark place for me to appreciate everything that I do have. And once I went through that, I was like, yeah, I'm capable of anything. I want to say, for anyone who's watching, you are so special. You're such a special person. Like, me and you, trust me when I say this, we have so much more in common than you would ever imagine. Like, this is so crazy. Like, it's not coincidence that you're watching this video. It's not coincidence that you're drawn to me in any way, or clicking on this video, or whatever. It's not a coincidence. I think that everything has a reason. I think that you, if you're watching this, know that whatever it is that you're going through right now in your life, that it's not the end of the world, okay? Let me explain. Whatever it is that you're going through is making you stronger. It's lining you up for something much bigger. Your lessons, the things that are thrown at you, they're thrown at you because you can handle them. You're the one who can handle them. So that's why it's happening to you. And you have to learn, not saying that you don't, I'm sure a lot of you guys do, but for those who don't, you have to learn to use this as fuel. You have to learn that when things are constantly thrown at you and bringing you down, and you feel like everything's just happening at once, focus on what you want versus what you don't want. Because the more you focus on what you don't want, you're going to attract it. If you live out of fear, you start to attract things that attract fear. And that's how life works. That's the law. the more fearful you are, the more you start to attract people and bad people and bad things. Don't do anything out of fear. Do everything out of love. Because when you do everything out of love, that's when you attract love. That's when you attract peace. That's when you attract the things and the people that you want in your life. So don't think and don't focus on the things that you don't want, but focus on the things that you do want. Pay attention to what you say out loud. Pay attention to what you write. If you're hateful, if you're writing a hateful comment, if you're thinking negative thoughts, those are all vibrations. A vibration is invisible energy. And that's what you are going to attract. If you're hateful towards someone, you're bringing that hate back to you. You keep bringing hate, and you're just putting yourself down. You're digging yourself in a hole. You're not rising. You're not lifting yourself up. You have to lift others to lift yourself up. That's how the law works. In order to have an abundant life, in order to be happy, in order to feel free, you have to be at peace with yourself and others. You have to be kind. That's how the world works. You have to be, because if you're not, then you just end up feeling like you're drowning. You feel like you're just, everything's negative. You just keep attracting it. To be honest with you guys, as we're here talking, I forget, I don't know if forget is the right word, but I forget that I'm famous. Like, literally almost every day. Like, I literally forget until I'm out in the world. I think this pandemic really hit me because I was so isolated and I was just with my family that this anxiety and these feelings and all of this has kind of come up, because I realized, oh shit, Catherine, you're a public figure. And I get scared now. I get scared to speak on certain things, and that wasn't my destiny. My destiny and my purpose here on earth is to speak my truth and to help and to heal and to navigate and that is my purpose here. And so today what I'm doing is the exact opposite. Is I'm starting to be who I truly am. You have to protect your privacy. It's important, and that's part of us humans, every single one of you, even you watching. Privacy is so important. But you also have to learn to wear your heart on your shoulder. Wear your heart. Don't be afraid to love. Don't be afraid to give. You have to learn that love is number one. That's the law. Love is number one. And so learning how to balance that it's hard, but it can happen. One thing that I forgot to share was, so in my past life regression, I asked my higher self conscience how many lifetimes I've had. So I've had 87 lives, and I've had 57 with Austin. 5 plus 7 equals to 12. 12, which is December 12th, is the day that Austin and I got married. I know a lot of you guys may know this already, but when we got married that day, it wasn't like a significant day because we ultimately always had plans to have this big ceremony and have this huge wedding, and that day was more for like ourselves, like we did it in our backyard. And so I didn't realize that that actually was a significant day, and that was an important day, which was 12/12, which is a portal. And it's a portal of change and allowing things to change. Find out also my biggest inspiration with everything that I've done in my life has always been my grandmother, who passed away when she was 35. I wasn't born yet. She passed away 3 years before I was born. And come to find out, she was also married on 12/12, which I didn't find out until way later on. I want to say I just found out a couple months ago. I'm very into numerology. I'm very into alignments and signs and things that are given to you. And again, I know a lot of you guys will not agree with this and will say that that's not right. But this is what I find beautiful. You ready? What I find beautiful is your beliefs. Your beliefs are your beliefs. Whatever it is that you believe in, if that makes you a better person, then that's what you should do. But never condemn others because you don't believe in something. Like, having love and admiration and respect for other people and their beliefs and what they do, that's all that matters. I'm not a religious person. I personally, I don't go to church. I think that my relationship with God is personal, and there's a verse in the Bible that states something along the lines of pray in your own comfort of your own room and don't tell others. So that's kind of always how I've kind of thought and believed. But I do believe that as humans, we are powerful. We are powerful. We have the power to create our own reality. We have the power to do whatever it is that we put our minds to. And I'm living proof of that. I feel like everything I've ever wanted, I've been able to manifest because I had pure intentions. Always pure intentions. And so whenever it is that I see hateful things, hateful words thrown at Austin and I and our family, I just, although it does make me upset, I've learned to wish others well. Whether if you're sending me hate and negativity, I wish you well. Genuinely, I do, because that is the only way that I will be able to be who I truly am, and to really share what I have and my knowledge, and always do things out of purity. It'll come back to you, I promise, tenfold. Do things out of purity and you will be abundant, and always, in all shapes and forms. You're going to be able to attract love, which is important. Everyone wants love. Everyone wants a family. Well, not everyone, but most of us do. We want love. We want a home. A home is important. It's so important to have a home. I feel like let me scoot my chair up because my back's hurting. Okay. Having a home is a sense of security. Being secure and feeling at peace is so important for us. All of us, you watching, everyone. I didn't have that for many years in my life. I only got it when I finally met my soulmate, Austin. I finally felt like I had a home. A home doesn't have to be a physical home. A home can be a feeling, okay? And also you can attract health. Health is very important. You can attract wealth, being financially able to do whatever it is that you want. It's important. Those are the things that can help you. And some people don't need all those things. Some people are very, very content with the shirt on their back. And that's the beauty about life, is that we're all so different. Do not condemn someone for not believing and aligning with your beliefs. That person is that person, and you are the person that you are. Before I end my video, because my camera is gonna die soon and it's getting really hot, and I'm like, there's like a sun here, and actually this ended up being the worst lighting in history, so hello. But before I end today's video, I just want to say thank you for being here, for watching, for listening. I'm sure this video was kind of all over the place. I was just talking and talking, but not only is this a release for me, because I have like weight lifted on my shoulders, and when I can speak about things and when I can share things, I just feel this weight lifted off my shoulders. And if that's all that it was, then I'm happy, because I feel like a lot of times we think about what people are going to say, what people are going to judge us, and this and that. And if I'm truly at peace, then that's all that matters for me, I feel. But if I was able to maybe spark something in your mind, or maybe teach something, or maybe relate to you in some way, oh my god, I'm like, that's all that I need. Like that will literally make my dream come true. Like if that's all that it was, then thank you so much for watching. We're all so alike in so many ways. Like, it's insane. Like we're all living human experience. We're all going through so much. What you see on social media, what you see on the internet is just it's just the outer. It's what we as people want to share. It's our highlights. It's the things that make us happy. But there's no context to it. There's not much context to it. And so always know that you are worthy, You are capable, you are able to create your own reality. That remember to pay attention and be careful with the words that you use. Be careful with those vibrations you're sending out. It's invisible. I'm telling you, it's there. Pay attention to it. Do what makes you happy. Don't be scared. Don't be scared to make changes. Don't be scared to move. If you want to make a move, if you want to move to France, move to France. You're not a tree, you're not planted, right? You can move. We are human, we were capable. We are in these vessels. We're living in this body for a reason. Love it. Nurture it. Take care of it. Your body is beautiful. Love yourself. Love your body because you guys haven't already noticed, I am an empath. I didn't know what an empath was. I actually just learned that term last year. And I've always been able to feel people's energy when they walk in the room. I can feel their energy. It's actually 2:12 right now. I can feel people's, that's how I know that I'm going in the right path. I'm saying all the right things. I can feel people's energy when they walk in the room. And I can always tell when someone is of high vibrations or similar vibrations to me. Oh, let me talk about Austin really quick. So Austin and I, we are so opposites. You know that term, opposites attract? It's kind of like that. Like, we're so opposites, but we are so alike at the same time. We balance each other. I believe that we were meant to meet for a reason. I believe that we were meant to do all the things that we've done in our lives together for a reason. I do believe that we have an unbelievable future ahead of us, but I'm also a realist, and I also do know that you can't, how do I say, the future is uncertain and you never know what the future holds. But what I do know is I'm celebrating my love and Austin's love. I think that we're so used to posting videos and showing our love for each other and all of that kind of stuff that we ended up kind of it ended up being kind of tainted, because I feel like the more we showed, the more we got hated for it. And so we started to kind of protect it and protect our love. And so how we love each other and how we interact with each other is so much more real and greater in real life than it is on camera now. And I think that you guys can feel that it's not the same on camera, but that's because of what happened in the time. Time changes things, and you evolve and you change, and that's kind of what happened with us. And so, for example, we didn't film Austin's birthday the other day, and I was living in the moment, and I saw a comment. Someone said, "Oh, you didn't post Austin on your Instagram for his birthday, and you guys didn't film it. Are you okay?" And I was living in the moment. It was more beautiful living in the moment than posting. And just because I didn't post doesn't mean that I wasn't there with him, holding his hand and hugging him and happy birthday and celebrating his life. And I think we forget that there's more to things. There's only 10%. We only give and show 10%. All of us humans, even you, we only share 10%. There's all that extra 90% that's inside. So yeah, I think it's time to celebrate love. If you see people that are working together, working at being in a relationship, working to stay together, working to grow together, working to learn together, I think we should start celebrating that. It doesn't have to be fake. It doesn't have to be an imagination. It can be real, and it can be real for you too. One thing I notice a lot of times is when people drift apart or break up or whatever it is in life, right? Whenever something ends, people are always so judging over it. Oh, I don't believe in love anymore. Oh, this and that. But the thing is, as humans, we have to change. Things have to evolve. We can evolve together or we can evolve apart, but we have to evolve, and we have to do what's right for us. And so don't think that love isn't out there for you. Don't think that you're not capable of it. It's there for you. It's there for you. So I think I'm gonna end it at that because my camera's literally about to die. Oh my gosh. I hope you guys like this video. If you do, give it a thumbs up. If you do, if you don't, whatever. And I'm gonna try to make more of these videos on this channel. And just keep it positive. If you guys enjoyed this video, love you guys. See you later.
We love you guys.
We love you guys.
We love you guys.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.
We'll be back with more videos. Hey, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Whatever